Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Wait, what just happened? What I missed?
That was so loud.
It was unnecessarily louder than normal for some reason. I don't know why. At least I'm not the only one. That's fine.
Yeah.
I gave y'all the warning. Wait, did I give y'all the warning?
I don't think you did.
You didn't, but it doesn't matter.
It's
Usually
okay.
I don't, I'm okay. I'm like, but that was like extreme loudness for some reason. I'm fine. We're fine. Keep carry on.
Sorry
Period.
for those of you watching right now because we're live. I've got to handle an email that needs to be responded to.
See, you delayed 1 second, and he's like, "Oh, your time slot's missing."
I know. I'm like, let me
Love
just
this.
not. Today is just today.
I know,
I think today is just not my day. I think
It
today
does
is just
seem
not
like-
my day.
It does seem like today is just a cluster of effery.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
She was about to do it.
I know.
What
I
about,
almost swore.
Thursday the 2nd at 1:30, Kelvin.
Thursday. That's fine. It's a little late for me, but sure.
Girl.
Sounds good. Never mind. I won't try it. It's, yes.
You know what?
Whatever,
Like,
whatever you say, bitch. Let's do it. Bitch was about to chew me out.
Do you ever have those days where like you can just feel like everything is coming down at you and it's like you're trying your hardest to just be very calm and easy through everything and you're just like, oh yeah, that's fine, that's great, and then like bones just keep coming at you and you're like, it's fine.
well,
And
there's only so many times you can take the hit, and that it's fine.
Yes.
Eventually, you're like, you know what, mother beep, it's not fine. It's not fine. I'm not okay. And that's you today.
I think
Yeah.
like today's gonna be one of those days that I'm gonna do like an hour-long Peloton ride and just like zone out because I just feel like, and it's like nothing super crazy. It's just like today's that day that like everything is just like stacking up.
But it's death by 1,000 paper cuts. That's the
Yes,
thing.
yes.
It's like it's like, and I have seen you, I've watched you try to like make a negative a positive multiple times today. And it's like the more things just keep coming, the more you're like, you know what? I don't have any F's to give
Like I can't.
left.
Period.
So it is fine. So basically what we were just discussing, not to leave you out of the dark, is, you know, like we've said, Holly is in her new studio because she splits her time between here and Tampa.
Mhm.
And Kelvin and I are here in Charlotte. And so we get our new studios in 2 weeks. I think the first show we'll do there will be on our 1-year anniversary.
Which is so synchronistic. I
Right?
love it.
Right? It's so cool. So super excited for that. But we have to
Yeah.
do training in the new facility for everything. And so they did send out the email yesterday, but like because we're a team, I had to check with Kelvin to see when he could be over there so we could all do it together. And so I was like, well, let me get through the show and then we'll respond. And then him and I just went back and forth about trying to find time. We made a plan. And then I email our boss daddy agent. I'm like, hey, here's our time. And he's like, sorry, it's been taken. And I was like, and then Kelvin just being his normal, like, I don't know. And I was like, bitch.
But didn't you ask him if Friday was good? But then you replied Thursday is going to be the day.
Wait, what? Wait, what did I do? Hold on.
You replied that you want Thursday at 1:30.
Yeah, that's the time.
Oh,
Is that-
okay. Because you asked Kelvin if he wanted Friday at 1:30, and I was like,
Did you?
yeah.
Oh,
But-
maybe I said Friday, but I meant Thursday.
I
'cause
took it
that's
as
the-
Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the only
good. Then
option.
everything's fine. I would literally
Yeah.
the only reason I even noticed is because I was like, why you don't want to do it at Friday at 1:30? I'm like, I'd be like,
Oh my
thanks.
gosh.
so anyway, it's fine. I'm
Yeah. So yeah, today's just one of them days. Yeah. Noemi said today has been rough, Miguel Fuller. Amy said happy hump day.
Woo-hoo.
Caitlin said happy Wednesday, y'all. Hanging out with our 2-week-old poodles and listening to you three lovelies.
2 week old. Goodness
Oh.
gracious.
I love it. Well, congratulations. Well, yeah, make sure to listen to the normal preamble to listen to our other podcast, Miguel and Holly Full Show, Miguel and Holly's Blown Off. Today we did something a little different. We'll give you a little behind the scenes look on things. Normally, throughout our entire run in Tampa, and since we've been here, we normally do Blown Off twice a show.
Yeah.
Today was first day that we stripped the second one away.
Bye.
And it felt weird, but good at the same time.
Blown Off was blown off.
Oh, we ghosted Blown Off, girl.
Yeah, but yeah, I was like, I'm not mad at it.
No.
It does seem odd, but also, oh well.
Yeah, I think that's one of the curious things about being here with this company iHeart is what I like, but also what frustrates me in a good way is that they challenge us to do things differently. And I've always said in our career, I never want to be one of those morning shows that's like, well, this is how we've always done it, so this is how we're gonna do it because this is what's made us successful. Because nothing ever stays the same. You always have to evolve and change.
It's true.
And
People
so they
evolve and change.
Right. And so they constantly sort of challenge us to do things differently. And I like the result, but just them telling us, me thinking about it, and then the execution stresses me out 100% because I live in comfort in the structure, yes, of things. And so today I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna pull the band off. We're gonna do it. And Kelvin brought a great topic up today to talk about. And so we did it. And I was like, okay. The world did not shift. No one came to the radio station with pitchforks. We're fine. Everything's fine. So it was good.
How are you feeling moving forward, though?
Good.
Oh, okay.
Good.
That didn't sound.
No, it's good. It's good. It's just.
Well, you know what the problem is? I mean, if we're being honest, playing Blown Off twice gives us a bit of a breather. Now it's like you got to plan something extra for that spot that it used to be in, and that's more work.
Yeah.
Even though that's fine, but it's still creating more content. Like, God, we pump out so much content. A morning show does.
Right.
And like nobody hears all of it.
No, they don't. They don't.
Like
no.
we're putting on for you, my fam. We do it for you, but like we're putting out all this content. People hear maybe a fourth of it, if that.
Right.
And it's just like it's a lot of mental exhaustion sometimes.
It does.
So I feel what you're feeling.
It stresses me out a little bit. Go ahead, Kelvin.
No, I'm glad that I'm able to reflect so much on my life because honestly, some wild things will happen to me and I won't even think twice about it. And I'm like, wait, I should save that for the show. And so I feel like that's what that slot is going to now be. Again,
get ready. Oh, bitch. This is what happened.
I hate it because I'm so bad at knowing that things are happening to me and I forget about it. And then like I love to share stories on a one-on-one. So I'll tell like Miguel and Kelvin behind the scenes. I'm like, y'all won't believe what happened to me. And they're like, why don't you bring this shit to the show?
Right.
Oh no, I swore.
Wait, here we go. Wait.
All right.
We'll explain what's happening with that here in just a second.
Yeah.
I hate this one.
But I want to give a shout out to Isaac who said, "Good morning, everyone. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina."
Hello, Isaac.
Welcome. Hello. And then Tony checking in. Thank you so much.
I went to a delicious Japanese restaurant in Greensboro.
Ooh.
I can't remember the name, but
I love it.
Okay.
But yeah, so a few years ago, we used to do this is super behind the scenes stuff. On our show, traditionally for years, Holly would do what's trending, or it was Hollywood. She would do at the top of the hour, and then at the bottom of the hour, at 30 past the hour, she would do like a news, sort of like a trending.
Yes, so Hollywood and then just current events.
Right. And so then we would have a segment or two in between those, 30 minutes. And so then a few years ago, we decided, like a lot of morning shows, that people aren't as into the celebrity gossip like they used to be.
Not enough to have a whole segment about it.
Right. So we sort of put it all into one. And so that took away a segment.
Yeah.
And so we had to add a segment. And so I was like for it. And then I was like, oh, there's more shit I got to plan.
Yeah.
Damn. And so I always sort of say that like planning a morning show, it's fun. But for me as a perfectionist who wants to make sure that we cover all the angles, that we have everything just right, that the question we're throwing out there or the topic is crystal clear, it makes sense to you, our storytelling is correct, it can be a little stressful for me every day. But it's like a good stress and I enjoy it. But there's always this panic about 30 minutes before the show starts where I'm like, shit's a disaster. Like, why am I even here? Like, I have all this stuff. Like, it's horrible. It's so... that's just stuff that I have to work through. That's my own mindset.
It's your
And
inner saboteur.
absolutely. And so it's just another way of making sure that we're communicating about what's happening in our lives and we're having those conversations. Because a lot of times stuff does happen in your life that you don't think about, but until we, like with the whole thing which we're about to talk about with you're doing with Oscar's parents, like we were just talking about it behind the scenes and I was like, wait, we're gonna do that. Hold on to it.
You're really good at doing that because I had a different coworker who I felt like every time I would talk about my things, I would be like, "Why are you dissecting this for a show topic?" Like you don't make me feel like you're setting it up, even though it ends up being one, you know? And so I appreciate that.
But I think that that's what we do with this show is like, yes, our lives are fodder for the show. However, it's not exploitative.
Right.
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 It's just we're now including everyone else in the conversation.
Yes, 100%. I love Amy. She said, fill the spot with 50 Shades of Chicken.
Oh,
That's coming this summer.
I feel like 50 Shades, like I know people love it. Like the Tampa people, I know that Tampa people loved it mostly. Some people hated it. And it just struck me like to me, it's so controversial. I don't know why so many people love it. I don't get it. But like I love that you love it. And so I'm worried, frankly, about bringing it to Charlotte because I'm like, I feel like we just got lucky in Tampa. Like the people loved it. Like is anyone else going to love it?
I mean,
Because I can't. I
think about it this way. The fact that I presented it at Morning Show Boot Camp and it won first place.
It won.
When,
I'm still blown away though. I can't wrap my mind around it.
And Kelvin, because obviously you weren't on the show when we did 50 Shades of Chicken. Did you ever hear it?
I think I heard it once a long time ago.
Okay.
Long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're like a new Charlotte fam, it's basically this book. It's a recipe or cookbook called 50 Shades of Chicken that I got from an old producer years ago, where they have these actually delicious recipes in it, but each recipe is a story. It's a whole storyline between this chicken, a literal chicken called Miss Hen, and then you have Mr. Blades, who's the chef, and he's like Christian Grey, and then she's like, what is her name in the 50 Shades of Grey?
Anastasia? Is that it? I don't actually know.
I think so. And so it's this whole thing that plays out. And so we simply, like, literally, this was during the summer of 2020 when we were all in the house. None of us had anything personally going on. And I was like, girl, what the hell are we going to do? We got to fill some slots on this show. So one day I was just like, we're going to read this. And so we just start doing it. And people were like, this is insane, but I love it.
Right. Like people loved it. Like you can see, I don't know. So on Facebook and on YouTube, the comments are like, yes, it's hilarious. Like, I love it. And I'm like, but why? I love doing it. I find it fun to do, but it surprises me so much that people at Morning Show Boot Camp loved it, that listeners of this show loved it, and it became like a thing. And it still really trips me up. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to rewatch a video.
Oh my God. And I think Jason said it. You would have to test it and see if people in North Carolina will like it. And that's what we'll do it in the summer, because one of the things we learned, and that's what's great about being here now for a year, that we sort of have a feel for how people move in the city, is that a lot of people, more than any other place I've lived, go on vacation here and they're like not here all summer. Or like their listening patterns are completely different. And I also think too, because we were new, excuse me, that no one took us with them on their summer vacation. We're like in Tampa, because we were a habit. If you go on vacation, you'd be like, oh, I'll listen to Miguel and Holly even if I'm, on vacation somewhere, or you listen to the podcast or whatever. So we were able to get a better gauge of it when we did it then. And plus it was the summer of 2020 and nobody was going nowhere. So everybody were, they were still in their house doing stuff. So I think that it'll be a good test to see how it does here in North Carolina and South Carolina when we pull out 50 Shades this summer.
This summer, coming to a chicken shop near you.
Yes.
I don't know.
All right. So I wanted to talk about Lent, Holly, and why you just how your role on this podcast is going to be a little different over the next 40 days.
I'm mad now that I even did this. This is
Holly,
difficult.
come
It's too
on.
hard. All right.
Isn't
So,
that what Jesus would want?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just said, I guess.
Holy
girl.
O'Connor.
Yeah. So here's the thing, we do a little segment at the beginning of Lent every year where we give something up, which is what one does during Lent. And if you don't participate / celebrate Lent, you don't know, but it's basically like you are sacrificing something. You are giving something up in the manner in which Jesus gave his life up for us. He's out here in the desert for 40 days with nothing. We are so also called to be out in the proverbial desert with nothing, like giving something up to know that sacrifice. And so, oftentimes when you're a little kid, it's like, oh, give up chocolate or give up candy. And then as you become an adult, it's like maybe give up something like more meaningful necessarily, or do something for good during these 40 days to really make you think about that Lenten sacrifice. Well, so we did it today because today's the first day of Lent. It's Ash Wednesday. And so we gave up something, each of us, on the air. And the bit that we've created around it, thank you, Miguel, is that if we break something that we've given up for Lent, like so Miguel gave up sweets at night.
Yes.
By the way, producer Kelvin and I, neither of us knew that Miguel had been over here snacking on Kit Kats every night or cookies.
It's probably what I'm gonna do too, by the way, is anyway, the logistics, but probably every now and then I'll have Abe on just to keep me honest, accountable, and make sure that he is like, did you see me do any nighttime a Kit Kat, or you, Holly? What'd you say? You said nighttime sweets.
Nighttime sweets, because Miguel's over here like, I will give up Kit Kats and chocolate chip cookies. And I was like, okay, you're just going to shove it into like brownies
right?
Or, Twix.
Fucking
like that's
Snickers.
no. Yeah. So we said blanket all sweets. So anyway, so then if Miguel does eat a sweet, he owes $5 to the Lenten pot.
Mm-hmm.
And someone at the end of all this will win whatever's in the pot.
Okay.
So that's how it works. And mine was, I have to give up swearing.
And also, you gave yourself two. Right. I didn't say two.
I didn't really want to do swearing, but I feel like it is more fun to be a fan member on the other side of it if I do swear, which clearly I already did.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more fun for you. But what I kind of actually want to do on my own is give up hitting the snooze button, because it's supposed to be so much better for you not to snooze, to just get out of bed, wake up and get out of bed when your alarm rings. And so I'm taking that on center as my personal one, but also no swearing. I can't do I have to swear, not swear for in my whole life for 40 days, or are we just going for podcasts?
What would Jesus want?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
You know the answer.
Pray on it.
I'm gonna pray on it. Oh, somebody! Really quick. Somebody that's in my person and I's life that we find to be a constant point of stress and irritation, who's been taking a very long time with things, was added more days to think, because it was this person was like, I need to pray on it, and we were like, oh my gosh. Now I feel like people use that can use it as an excuse almost.
Mm-hmm.
What is taking you 3 days to pray on? You either do or you don't. How are you going to take 3 more days to pray on it? So you're going to wake up and pray on it from sun up to sundown? Ooh. Are you setting aside 3 hours a day to pray on it? Why is it taking 3 additional days?
What are we doing?
What are you doing? Are you how does that work for you? But anyway, so when you said that, it triggered me. But anyway, so let me pray on it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me pray on it.
I love that for you. I got
Thanks.
bitched at before I obviously got with my fiance. I was dating this conservative Catholic or Christian, I don't know, very religious guy. And he got mad at me because I told him, oh, I think I'm going to give up French fries. This was back in 2017, maybe 2018. Can't remember.
Okay.
And he was like, but for what? And I'm like, well, that's just something that I would be good at trying to give up, 40 days.
That's a good one for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm addicted to French fries. I love them. I will have them with every single meal if I could.
Same.
And so he's like, but what does that do for God? Like, what are you actually doing that's good for God? Like, that's the point of Lent. It's a blah, 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 blah. And he went ham on me. And I was like,
Oh my God.
like, my bad. And so I was like so hesitant to say anything, like somewhat that I was interested into religion. Like, I was trying to just really match with him or trying to understand
It's like
with
almost
him.
gatekeeping there. Like the thing is,
Gosh.
you're doing it to strengthen your relationship with God. And by putting yourself through some type of sacrifice, you are trying to feel what the Lord would have sacrificed for you. It's like that type of thing.
Right.
You're not giving French fries to Jesus.
Right.
Like, what did he
Save
give
that.
up for Lent? Do you remember? Like, what made him so high and mighty with Jesus?
I can't remember. Maybe it was like masturbating or something. I can't remember.
And then he was going to go back to it? Like, if you're that committed to the Lord, you shouldn't be doing it
Well,
anyway,
he ended
apparently.
up after we stopped dating. Now he's straight.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Well, that's one way to do it.
That actually happened. Or
That
yes,
did happen to Miguel.
It did. And what's funny is this person was brought back into my life in a weird way. So years ago, probably, about 10 years ago, actually. God, I can't believe that was 10 years ago. Yes.
No.
Because it was when we went back to Panama City the second time, and it was 2013.
When you were dating this person?
Yeah, because it was the fall of the first year. So it would have been like 10 years this
Wait.
November.
Which one are we talking about? Because now that I realize it, I feel like there's two.
I'm talking about the straight guy that I only dated for a little bit.
Not the guy that you dated and now was straight and had a baby.
No, that's him. Yes. That was in 2013.
No.
Do tell.
No, I thought that was early on. Are we talking about teeth?
No, not teeth.
Okay,
no,
so there has been two.
There has been two. I forgot. Yeah, there has been two. Well, but one was I don't say went straight, but
I know,
he was with
I
a
know.
woman because it was just by happenstance, and he was just like, "There's just one person I like. She's a woman," and then they had a baby, and then he went back to being gay.
Okay, so he's not straight now. He's gay again.
Yes.
Got it.
So then the one that
Oh
I'm
my
thinking about that was like
gosh.
religious, that was in 2013.
Okay, I'm on the same page. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mhm. No, that's fine. I forgot that.
Quick
I forgot
detour.
About, right.
Okay.
And so this one was 2013, and he was in the closet, reached out to me on an app, and we went on a date. Didn't know he was in the closet till we were chatting, and I was like, oh. Well, I have a strict policy. I do not date in the closet guys, especially with my job.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm going to talk about everything that we do.
It's too difficult.
Right. That's going to be hard. And then that puts pressure on you. And I don't ever want to feel like you have to come out because of me. You have to do it on your own.
Right.
But he was like, no, it's fine. Let's be together. And then like literally 3 weeks later, after I had been on the radio about I'm in a relationship. Yeah, girl. Ooh, he hot too. I can't say what his name is, but he hot. Yes, girl. Right before Thanksgiving, he started to ghost me. And I was like, the jig is up. What is going on? And I remember it was like that Monday or Tuesday of Thanksgiving. And he broke up with me and was like, I just can't do it anymore. And I was like, I was so mad and I was so embarrassed mostly because I had been on the radio being like, finally, I got a boyfriend. And then 3 weeks later, I have to be that guy that's like,
it is embarrassing. But
so I'm single.
Shouldn't have anything to be embarrassed about, but it does feel embarrassing. I get it.
It was. I just remember feeling so much shame at that time.
I know.
Well, fast forward, homeboy dates a girl, gets married, has a kid, blah, blah, blah. So I see him on social media every now and then. And like, I got over it. I wasn't mad. I was like, you have to live your life the best way possible.
Yeah.
Well, he just popped back up into our lives because Abe, my husband now, posted something on his Instagram about something with politics that's happening. And he posted a meme about it. And then homeboy from back in the day, I guess, follows Abe and said something like, what would Jesus say? What would Jesus do? And Abe was like, who is this person saying this to me? And I was like, I don't know. Let me see. And I was like, so funny story.
You're like, well, let me tell you.
I was like, I didn't even know he was following Abe like that.
The audacity.
Right? I was like, oh,
The audacity.
Right? And Abe was like, I'm gonna block him. I'm like, do what you feel like you need, but I wouldn't. I know he's always had a conservative bent, so that doesn't surprise me that he would say it, as long as he wasn't offensive about it.
Right. Because I mean, here's how I look at it. I'm like, I'm leaving space for your opinion. That doesn't bother me. I mean, and you are more than welcome to have that opinion. I'm more than welcome to have my opinion and not block each other on it, unless it gets like name cally or
disrespectful.
Disrespectful. Right.
This guy ended up
what
sending
an
me
interesting
a D-pic on Snapchat like a year later.
What?
Was he with the girl?
No, he hasn't dated since me.
But he's claiming that he's straight.
Mm-hmm. No.
Maybe he's very confused. I feel for people. I'm sure,
absolutely.
it can be.
It's a lot of things.
It's a spectrum.
Family.
Right? It's a lot.
Yeah.
And you can feel very pulled in one direction or another, guilted, shamed, confused, even without all the external stuff. You can feel confused on the inside and still be like, I don't know. And it's just, I feel bad for people.
Yeah. My heart always goes out to people that feel locked down in their life, like they can't progress because of their family. And I saw it a lot at my 2-year school I went to, South Georgia College, in Douglas, Georgia, Coffee County. It's a small little southern town in South Georgia. And I met so many amazing people in that city that are from there that went to the school. And so many people that were brilliant at the arts that I met through like drama or the newspaper or whatever. They were and are afraid to leave because like there was one friend of mine that his parents actively hated the fact that he was going to college. I mean, like there was one night we were working on the newspaper late and his dad like drove up to the campus to be like, what are you doing here? You need to come back to the farm. And he was like, I'm trying to better my life. And like that was the first time that I had ever seen something like that before, because I've always thought that, every family is encouraging you to better yourself and to.
I thought that too.
Right. And so to see that in real life and to see their parents actively want to stop them from college, it just broke my heart. And they're still there. And I'm just like, and I think they're living a great life and they're happy and they're, but I'm just like, what could have been?
I know. It's unfortunate. I always assumed also that parents wanted, because my mom was a lot of things, but she was really great at like, especially when I was at college age, she was like, because she had never gone to college and she wanted me to just go away to school. And I'm not even sure why, like to learn independence, which is weird because she did everything for me, like in a helicopter-y way, not in a babying type of way, but just in a I know best, let me just do it. So I don't know why. Maybe she just knew in her bones like I needed to get some life experience, or for whatever reason. And I always figured that other people's parents were the same, because you always think that what your situation is normal, like Miguel, you talked about the other day. Even and so I just always felt like, well, everyone's parents A, want them to go to college, and B, want them to go like away to college. That's just how it is. And in my course of life, I've learned that so many parents have this unhealthy attachment to their kids.
Right.
And they, A, don't want them to go to college, or maybe they do want them to go to college for the education, but live at home, not take part in activities, not really. It's like a secondary high school. Like you're going to have your studies, but you're going to be here with me.
Right.
And it really, that was very eye-opening when I learned this about a lot of people. I didn't know that. And that is so bizarre to me.
It is. And I guess because I've always been the person that like I remember growing up knowing that I wanted to be on the radio and knowing that, it would take me away from home and that I could never live back home in Atlanta. So I always knew that. And my mom, because when I was in like middle school watching 90210, I was like, I want to go to UCLA. Like, I want to go out to California. And then it was like, I want to go to Boston, to Emerson College. And my mom was like, so you just don't want to be around us at all? And I'm like, no. But that also, too, being gay, I was like, I want to go live my best gay life anywhere else.
Right.
That's not an Atlanta, girl.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking back, I'm like, I should have stayed there, too, because there's a big gay scene there. But everybody wants to leave. Most people want to leave their hometown, for school if you have the opportunity to.
I guess so. Unless you're being trained by your parents that you shouldn't leave them.
My mom was like, go ahead. Have fun. Go ahead. Which is rare.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't do that shit for anything regarding friends or whatever. But when it came to college, she was like, go.
Yeah.
Have at it.
That's what I really thought that was just the way of it.
Mhm.
But it is not.
And
Not for everybody.
where'd you go to school, Kelvin?
UF.
Yeah. And did you do all 4 years there?
I did 2.5, and then I did my first year and a half in Miami-Dade College. So I had like half and half, somewhat.
Which experience did you like better?
Oh, they're both different experiences because I would have classes Tuesdays and Thursdays, and insanely enough, my freshman year I did 7 a.m. classes, and then when they were done, I'd head off to Miami Beach and enjoy those like 2 for $35, margaritas or whatever, and it was fantastic. Like I remember specifically going to just Miami Beach after class and enjoying my life. And so that was really fun. And then going to UF, I felt like I became more myself and learned how to live on my own and do my own laundry and do things for myself and just live that college experience that you always just see on TV.
Yeah.
And so UF was a better experience, yes.
I'm really curious. Jody said here, I have a 21-year-old. I tell her all the time to go have fun, and she won't. Kills me to think that she will regret it later. That I would have such a hard time with that as a parent, because I know that not my experience is going to be everyone else's experience, and you just want to have them go to school and to live their life and to find out who they are. But like some people go to college and they have a miserable time.
Yes, I hear that too. And that floored me because I was like, how did you not love college? But like lots of reasons there could be for someone who didn't like college. Maybe they didn't know themselves. Maybe they were there for the wrong reason. Maybe they were there on a sports scholarship and hated that sport and just wanted to be there academically, but then it never turned out that way. Like there could be a ton of reasons. So when I would always encourage people to go to college, I thought I was encouraging them to go like have the best time of their life. And some people are like, that sucked. And I'm like, oh man, it shouldn't have been. I'm so sorry. Man, we do the best, I guess we can with what we got.
I mean, and everybody's experience is different. Like Abe went to school for a year and he's a visual learner. And so I'm like, you would have had a better time, but we didn't know this at that point when he went to college, that you should have gone to a trade school,
like a technical school.
A technical school to at least get that, feeling of going to some sort of post-secondary education. And then also getting that, like, there are people that I think that was also one of the coolest things too about being in college was, no one at my high school, I think except for 1 or 2 people, were like into radio and media like I was.
Yeah.
Well, no, I take that back. They were into media, like they were more into the video side of stuff, whereas I loved radio, audio, content creation. And so going to college and like meeting people that were also into it and that could nerd out with me about putting together a radio show or like learning how to do it and like pouring our all into what we were doing, that was probably one of the coolest experiences, is to realize that my interest wasn't weird. I just had to find the right people that also enjoyed it as much as I did.
Yes.
To me, that was one of the coolest experiences about college.
To be in an environment where you can collaborate with people and make your ideas come to life.
Right.
The best thing in the world. It's so fun.
I mean, because that's the basis of Kramer, who we've talked about, who Holly and I used to work with. We met in college. I came to Georgia Southern as a junior. He was a senior already. And him and I used to just sit at the college radio station and talk for hours about the morning shows we listened to growing up in Atlanta, what we wanted to do with our careers, what we thought about radio and where it was at the time and all that stuff. And so that's like, you can't pay for that. Like that was just such an invaluable thing of like what I always wanted. Because I used to always say, like, I want to go to college and have the rolling green hills with people talking about philosophy and what life means. But like, that's what I thought from movies and TVs. But what I really wanted was sitting in a radio station on campus and just pouring over, like, how can we make radio better? Like, how can we be the new generation that like changes things, and what will be our legacy for this industry that we've loved for so long? Those are just those things that you can't get anywhere else.
Man, I was booked and busy in college. I was talking to this with Oscar yesterday, actually, and I was telling him how, man, like doing date night on Friday and then coming back home, and I missed out on this ABBA themed party here in Charlotte, and I was so bummed out. But I was like, I can't handle doing multiple things in one day.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, we talk about that all the time.
I just can't. I have to commit to just one thing per night. That's it.
That's about you're about at the age when that happens. About 30, I think, is when that happens. Like, I absolutely can't do it now.
And
like
college was like, I had a podcast. I had 2 podcasts. I had my own food show that was kind of like diners and drive-ins, where I would go and shoot that, executive produce, and handle that whole team. Make sure to host it as well. Then I would do a TV show, an online TV show with them, and then also work and do my classes. Those were my weeks. I could never do that now.
No.
I mean, maybe I could.
I just feel like I need more downtime to like just not do anything. Like, because since MLK weekend, Abe and I on the weekends, Friday, Saturday night, we've been going out, meeting up with friends, going to brunch, doing this. And when we got to this Friday, he was like, hey, do you want to go to the disco party, the ABBA thing? And I was like, I would love to, but I need one night. I need one night where we just cook dinner, something that's kind of like a cheat meal, and we watch a movie. I just need to sit. And even though we do that every night, but
it's different.
Right, it is. I wanted to do it without the like me watching the clock. As soon as it's past 6:30, I'm like, all right, it's 6:45, it's 7:45. Oh, time to go to bed, to just enjoy.
Right.
And I'm so glad we did.
Yeah.
It was so worth it.
Good. That's good. Oof. You need time for downtime and doing nothing. I saw a TikTok that was this woman that was like, can we stop glorifying busyness? I am delightfully unbusy. And I don't need to compare, like, my worth and my value is not tied to how busy I am.
But do you feel bad when because I had like a ping of regret about not going to this disco party Friday night, because we're getting to know people here in Charlotte. And there was someone that Abe and I had met a few weeks ago who messaged me on Instagram at like 10 o'clock Friday night. I had already fallen asleep. So 10 o'clock Friday, I was out. And he was like, hey, I know this is really late, but there's a lot of us here at this, or we're headed to the disco party, and I thought maybe you and Abe would like to come. And I was like, oh man, the fact that like we've met this person once, we became friends on Instagram, and they've been interacting with my stuff, and the fact that like they thought of us, in the midst of things.
Listen to yourself.
And I was like, oh my gosh, what if we miss out? And like, we should have gone. That was my thought Saturday morning when I woke up and saw that message. And I was like,
no, that's the societal pressure that you need to always be doing something. Like, if that person really cares and is meant to be a good friend in your life, there'll be other opportunities. Like, this is not the only one.
Facts.
Right.
And you needed to sleep. Like, they'll be fine. They are fine. No one is disappointed. No one is any type of way. You didn't miss anything.
I mean,
the most epic
ABBA
party.
No.
I mean, gimme.
And someone from work was there too.
Ooh, don't get me started on that.
That's okay. I'm glad they had fun.
Holly said bye.
You have to take yourself out of that narrative that like you have to be at everything and do everything in order to be that. No, you don't.
It's true. I mean, and I think it's will hopefully wear off, the longer we're here. But I think it's because we're new, and we're like right in that point where people are starting to, like, we had our like 3 people that would always make sure that we were included because they knew we were new. We were like, oh, hey, Miguel, Abe, don't forget about this thing. Come to this party. And one of our friends, John Riley, he's so great about like if there's like a Facebook, house party for something, and he'll be like, I've already talked to the people organizing it. I've added you all to the invite, so make sure to come. And I'm always like, thank you so much. And now there's like more people that we've met at these parties repeatedly that have started to include us and stuff. And so you just want to make sure that that they know that we're grateful, because as a person who lived in Tampa for 7 years and who we had a group of friends and we always tried to include new people, I know that it's an easy thing to forget. And it's not a malicious thing, but I know there were so many times where we'd meet somebody out one night in downtown St. Pete, and then the next weekend we would be out and be like, oh, shit, we should have invited that new person that moved here. And it's just that we would forget. And so the fact that they do that for us, it means so much.
Yes,
but
that doesn't mean that you owe them for that. Like you all you say is exactly that. Like, thank you so much, and please continue to invite me in the future. I couldn't do it. I was tired.
Right. No, that makes sense. I do want to give a shout out to, is that Saturn?
Yeah. Saturn.
They said earlier up that they are a group here in the Queen City area. They said, by the way, we're going to be performing for a karaoke night at Sawmill at Market Street in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay.
So if you're going to be around that area, and Noemi said, it's FOMO, Miguel. I feel that. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Anybody got anything else?
No.
No.
I don't think so.
And then someone said, is this the podcast live, Christopher? It is live.
Yes, it is.
Pre-recorded.
Guys.
No. No, what? No, this is live.
No, it's pre-recorded. We just edited this part right now when you commented.
It's fine.
No,
People don't know. Yeah, no, it's gonna be.
No, we're live. We're here.
I mean, no, well, you did miss it.
You did.
Yeah.
But
just restart.
You can go back and re-watch or re-listen or whatever. So no worries on that one.
Yay. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Hooray.
Yes. All right. Anybody got anything else?
What's today? Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday. Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna go eat meat.
Oh,
Happy Ash Wednesday.
Oh yeah, we talked about this on the air that you're supposed to be meeting up with Oscar's parents.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do y'all do it for Ash Wednesday?
I don't know why we chose Wednesday.
Mm.
I don't actually. It's probably because Oscar's off today, and so he was like, let's take advantage and go meet them halfway.
Mm.
Oh.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
And how far is that drive?
It's about an hour 45.
Woo!
I know. And then we have another friend that wants to have dinner. So
wait, back here in Charlotte?
Yeah.
This is one of these times where you're too busy.
Nope. Too much.
It's too much.
Too much.
It's too much.
I want to see them.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You can see him tomorrow.
You can see him some other time.
Oh, well, they leave back to Boston. So
When do they leave?
I think they leave Friday.
Well, tomorrow's a great day to get together for lunch.
You're right.
Tomorrow's a great day.
Such a good day.
Yes, and it'll be sunny tomorrow, and in the 80s, y'all can eat
80s.
outside somewhere.
I have plans with another. Whatever. I'll figure it out.
Girl, she got all the plans.
Booked and
Man, I
busy.
don't have too many
Booked and
plans.
busy.
Look at me.
My plans consist of hauling my daughter's butt around her different activities. I can't keep it straight.
Holly, who are you
Yeah.
having lunch with? Where are you going?
Today,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go to my house. I'm going to have the same lunch I always have every day. I might take a nap.
Ooh,
Okay.
yeah.
But see, tonight is like a longer night because I got to go drive my daughter to ballet/tap class. And that goes from 6 until 7:30. And it's just far enough away from the house that it doesn't really make sense to drive back and then drive forth. So I just sit in the parking lot for an hour and a half. So if you need anything, I'll be sitting in the parking lot for an hour and a half between 6 and 7:30 tonight.
That is the absolute worst when there's like just not the time to go home.
I know. I
And so then
tried
you're
it for
like,
2 weeks. I was like, come on, an hour and a half. Let me just, because she also has something last night. She's got something Tuesday nights at the same place. And that's from 5 to 6. And I'm like, there's no point. I'll just sit my ass, dang it, in the parking lot for an hour. No big deal. Are we counting that one? We have to go over the list of words. All right. So anyway, so that was fine. But then on Wednesdays, it's an hour and a half. And I'm like, I bet I can make it home. And I can, but then I end up being home for like approximately 30 minutes. And I'm like, what was even the point of coming back here? And now I got to get on the road again. And now it's twilight, or it was at the time. And the drivers are crazy. And I'm like, let me just sit my butt here in this parking lot for an hour and a half. So that's what I do on Wednesday nights. I don't like Tuesdays and Wednesdays that much.
Oh, and for how long does this go on for?
Like through the end of the school year, then the recital happens. So that's why. I'm sorry. I know parents a lot are like, I can't wait for the school year to start again. I love summer. I love summer. There is so much less stress. There's no homework. There's no random dance stuff. There's just have fun at summer camp.
Bye.
And then that's it. And then you just have to come home and do whatever you want with no homework. I love summer. Can't wait.
Holly, what is your social media so people can see you run around with your child all around town?
Radio Holly on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
Producer Kelvin, where can people see you booked, blessed, and busy?
At Kelvin Live, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm now on PlayStation as BSSY Killer.
What does that mean, BSSY? Can you say it? What does that mean?
No.
But
What?
Figure it out.
Miguel, you know what it is.
You know what it is.
I don't.
You do.
Wait, it's what?
BSSY Killer.
Busy?
No.
Busy killer?
Flip the B and a P.
I wouldn't flip. I mean, I could, but that's not
You're a bussy killer?
I'm bussy.
It's not?
It's bussy.
Well, whatever.
Bussy.
It's that.
Yes. Holly really said, but it's been a
I mean,
while,
that's
but I
what-
could.
I mean, but it's that, but not that.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate regardless.
And you know what? My ass during the check-in this morning, I was gonna ask you. I was gonna say, hey, you should give out your screen name so if people in Charlotte can. Thank God. But then I was like, we're still getting to know each other, and I don't know if you would want that. So that's why I didn't ask. But that went through my head this morning.
Also, it's inappropriate.
So thank God I didn't, because we would have had that talk at 6:40 this morning.
Yeah, no, I panicked because it's like, what's gonna be your online ID? And I'm like, I don't
So you went with that
It's
one?
my streaming service name. Nobody ever sees it.
Well, they do
It's like
now.
my Hulu and HBO.
Well, mine is Miguel Fuller. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Be Real and Peloton. If you're on there, we can do a ride together. All right, we'll see y'all later. Make sure to rate and subscribe. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.